Here we are. So we're going to start our Earl Louis is going to be doing rotational movement class. We're sorry it's a little past 3:30, but we had a little bit of pickup going. Next time I'll make sure that we have a camera on the pickup field the whole time as well. So and we'll be moving this around as needed. We're going to actually do these over and use some of these pillars that they set up for us so nicely. All right, I'm gonna post it here and then I'll watch it, make sure we're good. And there's Louis.
Get a couple people coming over.
All right, good. Got some folks. They're all yours, Louis.
Right. You can come on closer, come around in a circle, or wherever you're comfortable. So we're going to talk about moving around your opponent, and we have a Pell at home, and we started doing some drills where we're not just going to stand here and throw at the Pell, but we're going to move around. We're going to like throw shots while stepping, trying to get angles and practice working angles while throwing shots. And it turned into, let's take some of the ladder drill footwork and try to apply it here rotationally around the Pell. So starting with the simpler footwork, we can take our step and gather, and we can throw shots, step, gather, throw shots, and we really got to watch this range that we're at, trying to maintain this range of where it feels comfortable to be throwing. So I want to try and keep this distance the same as I come around. And first I can just do this while not throwing, and then later I can start working into timing of when do I throw. I can throw as I'm taking a step. I can throw after I step and position myself, so I can play a little bit with timing. But we're going to focus on the footwork part of this, and then you can experiment with the shot throwing afterwards. So first, step gather. And if I just take a step sideways, really my center's over here now. So in order for me to maintain, I don't want to twist my hips to maintain my angle on my opponent. So what I need to do is turn my toe in a little bit to have the angle that I want my toe to be at when I finish my step. That's really important. So, and we'll, on the ladder drills, that'll become important as well when we do the second set of classes on that. So as I step, I'm going to turn my toe in a little bit so that I maintain this correct angle. Trying not to go straight off line. So I'm trying to pivot and turn my toe on my lead foot at the same time. So why don't we pair up on like a couple poles here, and you guys can try this out, and then I'll walk around and talk you through it. Maybe two people opposite sides of a pole, and you can kind of go together taking the same steps at the same time. Yep. And then think about when you take your step and you finish your step gather, try to finish in a stance with your feet apart from each other, so you're not bringing your feet together and leaving them together in a position or in a stance that you're not ready to move back. So Sheen, try to finish more in a stance with your feet farther apart from each other. There you go. You can pick left foot forward or right foot forward, or even for the sake of how I'm teaching this, maybe left foot forward make more sense for now. We can switch it up after.
Great. I love hanging out with you guys. I was going to ask you, where else? Center, I just put some
the knowing to turn foot in on that, it made so much more sense.
Without being on my toes. You know, I tell people all the time, I said, do I look like I'm standing on my toes? And they're like, no, I am.
I'm gonna grab this camera while he's showing some stuff.
Once I tried it once, it's like, why was I trying this time?
A couple more tries here. Let me see how you guys are doing. Step together. Yep. And try and finish in a good small stance. Yep.
At this point, I'm probably not. I'm willing to take it, but still. We're going to do a crossing step, shuffle step. So here we're just going to bring our feet together and then put them back in stance. So small steps, we're just going to step with our trailing foot, bring it closer, and step with your lead foot. When you step with your lead foot, make sure you're turning your toe back so that you're keeping your center square on your opponent. You don't want to take that step here and end up offline. You want to take that step and end up back online. It'll help to keep your knees bent and keep your hips a little bit lower. It'll keep your knees a little more free. You don't want to, there's no need to turn your feet too much. You're just going to, that small angle adjustment with your right foot is all you need here. So let's give that a try as well. So smaller steps. And pause after each pair of steps here so that you can do a check on your center being squared up.
So watch your right foot straight far back. So all I'm doing is leaning. Bring this foot in. Touch here. Obviously that was a little bit wider than I want.
There you go.
So start with that bend.
Try it backwards. Go the other
There you
direction.
go. Yeah.
Make
Make sure you're kicking that right heel. So when you get to that part, make sure this heel is out a little bit. There you go. That's basically when you want that heel because you're still facing this. Yeah, yeah.
Let your heels go. But not like weight on them.
Good. Nice job.
A little tension out of your body.
Thank you.
keeping your eyes smooth and your head not bouncing when you move.
Yeah, I think your steps are longer than mine, so you're gradually catching up to me. Yes. Oh, makes sense. Yes, because it sorts. Basic geometry that I don't think of. Oh, you can.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Even if you get a next one, keep it.
So really good if you have a fell setup that you can get a circle, and then you're watching your toes to see if you're in front of the line, behind the line, trying to keep your toes consistent with the line as you go around. It'll be more apparent where you need to make small corrections. All right, bring it back in. We're gonna jump into the next one here.
That was a good job teaching that.
Okay. And so, one more step that we can do to get more range, as Ronis was talking about earlier with the ladder, when you do the shuffle, actually Cy was talking about it, when you do the shuffle or when you do the gather steps, they have slightly different ranges and slightly different tempos with them. And when you do a crossing step, you can get more travel at the same time. So now we're going to look at how do we increase our travel as we do these. And if I wanted to do a crossing step, the important thing is if the foot's in front, it should stay in front. If it's behind, it should stay behind. So when I cross, I'm not going to cross behind like this. I'm going to keep it across the front here. Okay? Same with if I'm going this way and I'm going to cross, and we'll go over these in the other ladder drills, but just basic introduction to this. I'm going to cross going this direction, I'm going to keep it behind. If my feet are the other way and this foot's behind, it'll stay behind me. And same way going this way, if it's in front, it'll stay in front. So, if I'm in my stance, and I want to do a larger step here, I can cross in front, but I clearly land not facing my opponent. If we want to try to turn our toe in, because we learned that helps us keep our ankle line, I can turn, but I'm drifting farther away. So I need one more correction as well. And on that one, I turn my left foot to get the angle of my foot right. So I'll show that again. I'm turning a little bit as I'm crossing to keep outside of my opponent, but I'm still increasing my distance here. I'll show that. So if my range is here and I'm crossing, I've increased my range. Now I want to learn how to do that without increasing my range. With left foot forward, I kind of have a weakness here with my step. And what I'll do is I'll have a small step here and I'll cross behind. And then I'll correct. And then I'll be on target again. So, with my left foot forward, I cheat a little with the right foot and turn it in a little bit. And then I do my crossing step. Does that make sense? So, let's do this one at a time. This is going to be a little bit harder. So, if somebody wants to come on up or come over here and try it. Let's see what you got. Pick a range. So take a little cheater step. Yeah. Try it without the cheater step. There you go. Do it again. Okay. More diligent about your range. You can do this with 2 steps. You can add a little bit of bigger angle in the 3rd step. It'll give you more range to cover. So now,
different between these. I'll show what it looks like when you move in a little bit quicker. So, and as we're doing these, we can also start thinking about trying to keep your, keeping your center straight, perpendicular to your target, trying to keep your eyes nice and level, trying to keep your hips from bouncing, trying to keep them smooth. Sometimes helping that out will be bending your knees a little bit. When you're doing the cross, sometimes leading with your heel a little bit helps keep the knees more free and the hips more free, so you don't feel as awkward with your arm getting in the way. So if we could, let's all give that a try.
I want to watch that again slowly.
Yeah, this is a hard step. So don't.
Yeah, non-intuitive. Step gather. Yeah, this is a hard one.
That's why I was trying to go real slow.
Fix your knees. So after knees.
There you go. And then across the back. Across the back. So what's what you're doing is gather step.
And you can literally do it without keeping one foot on the ground at all times. Later, you can transition into like this point in time where your one foot's almost kicking the other one out of the way and they're both off the ground or hovering the ground. So add the sword and keep at a sword range away. There you go. You could try these left foot forward, right foot forward, and then going forwards and going backwards.
So go further. So it's hard. Gotta go farther. Here we are. Keep our normal stance. Forward.
One is the easy cross step. That's the one that I'm like.
So it's staying on the line here.
There you
We're
go.
just going to do the cross.
That's it. Wrong circle. Right on. There you go.
So one step.
Yeah, that's better. So now you're keeping that same range.
Attached to our feet.
This is one definitely slow to speed up.
So just put some front foot down.
And the good part about that is you can watch it.
Toes on the line, just bring it across the line. There you go. You turn your foot to correct it. One's free to go in the
Yeah,
back.
you're keeping that perfect. Right?
There you go.
Good.
Now,
Practice that would be well go for shoulder.
Yeah, no. And then later when that ends up looking like it. Oh, did ya? Oh, no.
now let's try.
Oh, yeah.
All I knew is like, oh,
So you can do it without.
I just get scared.
Alright,
I see it.
Which one is the cheapest step?
Later.
Just one. Try it again. Do that here.
I can do without. So I can just cross one. But if I do this,
So that's a simple one. And think about now, really think about, you got good balance already. You're going to use this for kicking.
So without the cheapest step,
Right? Or you can add the
feel how you're like wanting
you can add
to
the
just
steps to
farther
the circle.
away.
Go back.
Now you gotta align your
Back.
toes to keep it square.
See how big that movement becomes? So if you fight me,
See that left foot's got a little correction at the end of it.
you got these big
Now you
guys.
want to get there
So now you
without
can
the
even fake
correction.
that way and then kick it back next.
You want to get there first.
See what happens? But if you don't turn
Yeah.
your foot and do that, then you just fade away.
Little correction.
And that frees you. Okay? See it? There you go. That's all right. You can just hold it on your shoulder for now. There you go.
Now try to take that little step forward
Yeah,
with
so-
the right foot, so that
So
you
yeah,
can
no,
cross
let's start with,
behind
if you
the
want to cross in the front first. And then we're going to
forward,
fix it.
cross.
There, good.
Very nice.
And now your feet
Yep.
are pretty good. They're a little wide,
That's what I
but,
Not bad.
but
So there's a reason why that's a perfectly fine thing. But as we're doing this cross front, you see our hips open this way? No feel right, does it? So now this time what I want you to do is think about foot up to the circle. This is a circle. Look, now it's free. So as I pass here, my hips always kind of in line, right?
think about a circle in the
So let's go ahead and try to keep them.
steps.
I'd like to start now.
Bend those legs.
There
you go.
On the circle.
Good.
So I have to cross in front of the circle, land on the circle.
So you got a little bit of lean forward. I want you to, so fight me. Ready? You're going to do the same thing on me. That's fine. Good bend. There you go. That's it. Good. That's it. Notice you're really kind of getting your room around. So this time, do it. So I want you to. Yeah.
So we can talk about this a little bit. What's happening here? When we take that little step here, that should be like a kind of a pressure moment for your opponent. And ideally, we're looking to freeze them a little bit. So they may
In this one, the hardest part is
Feel
just
that pressure.
making sure your body is in the right position.
now
Because they tend to want to lean. Even as long as I've been doing it, I tend to want to
go
lean.
into them.
What's nice is if you put a circle around your belt,
Kind of have to
it turns into a really nice exercise circle. Helps you, like my foot and one foot is supposed to be on that cycle right now. Neck distance. So it's very helpful. This helps. It helps in a way that allows you to keep pressure on your opponent.
But I'm all the way down the hill.
Because if I'm just certain, like if I do this step here,
A little bit of push.
well now you don't care anymore. Right. You know you can just relax. But when you're like going around something, all of a sudden, and now you're controlling. Now you go the other way. And then now it's like I'm behind you. So good part in all of that is you're always taking your head off.
So that was going forward. We can do the same thing when we're going backwards with the crossing step, but because that foot's already forward, you don't have to take a little small step to get the foot out of the way or to free the motion up. It's just 1, 2. 1, 2. But you gotta be conscious about that, placing the foot where you want it to end up. So really important, the easiest way to go about all of this is by doing any circular steps. I do my step. I do my step, and then I realize, or I set my
these will have other exercises for your that way you're used to when you fight an opponent always being in the right position. Here, go ahead, do it on me. You're right. I'll be the ready? Yep. This side. You can hold this right up here like you're gonna hit me. And then we good. There you go. Yeah, that's much more natural now. You're following it anyway. Yeah. Good. Yeah, that's awesome. It felt that it felt a lot like you're in your you're actually your hip staying on the clear as you fell into those, your hip staying much stronger. It is, isn't it? Oh, my pleasure.
I just looked over that and I was like, I don't like the look of that.
I know, yeah, that one's, I'm hoping it's not coming this way.
We'll wave our swords at it.
Exactly. All right, how you guys doing on this one? This one's an easier one, right? All right, come on and do it on this one. Ready? All right.
It does. Thanks, sir.
There we go.
I see so many problems that I.
Yeah, now you know how you start with that. Swing that one proper. There you go. Good. Good.
Yeah. So you should.
Yeah.
The other one.
Good. Yeah, so on that one, the hard one is so on the cheek. What happens is you this foot kind of steps on the I actually paint it out. It just steps on that side and then I bring it out. So you just have to remember when you fall, you have to bring it out. Find it funny, right? Yep. That's what you need, right? So take a smaller step. There you go, good. That's okay. So this is why we practice, right? Yep. And the good part is now you know you're I remember when this takes probably about right, I'm not 7 or 8 steps to get all the way around. It takes about 6. More distance.
That's a higher percentage.
Right here. I'm way over here now. And if I trig, where I'm at. Right? So it's just different. I was like, I don't know anything about those things. All right.
Let's bring this
Back over here.
back over here a little bit.
Yep. All right, here's the last piece of this class.
So as we get our footwork together and we're learning how to move around, now we want to start throwing shots. And we can introduce a shield, we can introduce a sword, we have a Pell, and we can do our step, and we can throw. We can do a step and then throw. And we can try to make sure our shield's in a good spot when we're coming around. And we can work this whole thing backwards. And we can do all of these where we take a step then throw. Another way we can do this, we can throw and take our step. Throw, take our step. So we can have a different timing. We can work that one direction, that going backwards. And then the last one, you can have, for example, this crossing foot one. I can take this step and throw here and basically just keep working on different timing. You can throw the shot at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end, or other variations that you might find that feel comfortable. But we're just trying to learn a different way of practicing so that we're not just standing in front of the Pell and doing a bunch of shots. Something else we started doing that also will help with some of that. Just doing translational moves in front and then throwing shots while you're doing translational moves. Another variation we can add is, as we're like practicing moving in onto the opponent, then we can do one of those steps and throw. So we can move in and do a rotational step to one side, throw a shot. Move in, do a rotational step to the other side, throw a shot. And then you can start building that into more like application on how you would bring that into a fight.
Yeah, and I'll show you why that works so well. I'll hold the shield. Because if he's going to fall in, let's say he does any of our ladder work type of steps or whatever, he's going to fall in, he's going to throw that shot, and I'm bang, and then he goes ahead and kicks his crossing step, and now I'm covering, and I have to make a large movement a little behind time now. So, and no matter what, even if you know, if he just stands there, bang, right? Now I can throw back. But if he does that again and stands and goes, bang, and now he's offline. I can't throw back because I'm not set up to throw back yet. So always breaking offline really helps that. That's what he's talking about.
Right.
And those are the types of things you can use on a Pell with movement, and these rotationals with movement. So. All right.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.